Good afternoon, everyone. It is 1600 hours, 14 August 2025. I'm walking down a different road. It's been raining all day. Yeah. Oh man, I forgot my freaking cat food. God dang it. Oh well. Anyway, hope everyone's well today or tonight. Got a couple things I want to talk about. One that I'm pretty ashamed of, actually. Let me go into the shade over here a little bit. Remember the other day when I said, I don't know what that is? Frankly, I'm embarrassed because I'm part Italian. And that's an olive, frickin' olive tree. And I've picked them for real. You know, when the machine was picking them or shaking them, I would, anyway, I have family in Italy, so I'm getting embarrassed as hell. Okay, oh wow. I'll get flower pictures later, okay? So I'm going to get a little bit of walking in. The reason I'm wearing my reflective do-rag is because I don't know how far I'm going to walk today. I know I'm going to try to keep my video down to under 15, but okay, so in the recent video I posted, I showed a sugar palm. Well, guess what? That's a sugar palm right there. Sugar palm, there we go. And then here's a coconut palm. See? God, what a gorgeous day. My word. It has really, even stuff like this, to me, is beautiful. But let's not waste any time. Let's get some steps in. I almost thought, I forgot my phone so it would count my steps, but my phone's right in front of me. Anyway, the other thing, the topic for today is music. Okay? So, recently, obviously, Ozzy Osbourne passed away. And he was kicking it before I was born. And my oldest sister, that neighbor that got me into the fire department, he was into Sabbath and all that, right? And then, of course, Ozzy. So I from a very, very young age, he was a fixture in my life. Just like, Red Fox and others were in. Bill Cosby was the name I was thinking of. But I got kind of a sour taste because of his roofie situation. But anyway, he was a fixture too. Made me laugh all the time. But talking about music, when I heard Ozzy had died, I was on the highway coming from north of Chiang Rai. And, I'm cranking on the tunes. I don't have a lot loaded into my truck yet. But the one Ozzy song I have is with Lita Ford, which is a good tune. And I just said, okay, I'm just gonna tape this, listen to it, turn the camera on, and I promised not to sing. Liar, liar, I started. I can't help it, you know. So I'm singing, going uphill a little bit. That's why you can tell it's a slower pace. But I'm singing along to that, and I'm doing both parts, baby. Trying my damnedest to hit the high notes. But anywho, oh, that shade feels good. Holy smokes. I didn't check the temperature before I left, but it's freaking cold. But anyway, let me try to hurry up. I think this is a pomelo tree, or make sure that string there isn't electric. I can't tell. Anyway, maybe you guys can help me out. It just may be. But anyway, I ended up singing. And then, obviously, I can't post it. And I freed up space on my phone hard drive. I'm squinting. God dang it, that looks like a frog. Holy shit. Anyway, singing about Ozzy, but concerts I've been to, far too many to remember. Okay, but after Neil Peart, the professor, the drummer from Rush, died, another fixture in my life, because I'd seen him live so many times. I couldn't listen to Rush for almost a year. I kid you not. It just affected me. I almost said a word. But if I say, oh, I'm not going to say the blank word in your head, it's still, you still say it. So what's the use in saying, I'm not going to say the blank word, right? Sawadee Kub. But, like, what's this guy doing? Okay, this is an old timer. That's why he's got some fair skin. Very silver hair. Anyway, so I couldn't listen to Rush for over a year. I mean, crazy, huh? We were talking the other day in chat, and we were talking about Kiss. I saw them in like '79 for the first time when Ace Frehley was doing his 2,000 man. Freaking awesome, man. His guitar caught on fire and it flew into the air, and it was just a show and a half, you know. And I've never met them, okay, but I was like 10 feet away from the gate and the guards, right, and the crowd pushing, and at the Seattle Center Coliseum, that's what it was back then. And I got some fake blood splashed on my shirt. I thought that was pretty cool. I can't see my phone. I mean, I can see it, but I can't read the shit, man. 9 minutes already. Good God. Can I please extend the videos? Anyway. So yeah, good shows. Been to a lot of Heart because they're from Seattle. And I'm not doxing myself because his LLC, his attorneys bought the land from my parents right next door to my parents' house. So go ahead and look it up. The bass guitarist from Heart was my next door neighbor for 9 years. So I grew up with Steve Fossen. And every show we would go. So what do you cub? The old timer there. We, meaning my younger brother and I, when they offered up, when Steve said, hey, you want to go to the show? Dude, I always did. And New Year's, they always had 3 or 4 shows. Boom, ba-doom, 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 ba-doom. We'd get backstage passes and shit. And I'd take a different chick. I would take a different young lady each night. You know. And it was fun. You know, you'd slap that sticker on you. Sometimes you had a necklace, but a lot of times they had like a sticker. Put it on your leg, put it on your chest, you know, you feel like you're somebody, you know, you walk in the back. And I'd met everybody in the band by this time. And one time this girl, you know, had a, she didn't want to go with me. She wanted for the fucking backstage, you know, kind of thing. Wasn't out of my league. She was under mine. Okay? So, we go back and Wilson, I feel his hand on touch my forearm, my left forearm. I'll remember it clearly because I haven't washed it since. I feel this, you know, slight touch on my left forearm, and I turn, and she says, "Mitch, right?" I said, "Yes, Ann. Great show. Really great. Thank you very much." That was it. That was the exchange. Okay, that night anyway. Now, oh, look at this nice bench. Look at this, man. In the corner, you know, this little, there's a soy going that way. The soy I came back from. Let me swing it slower so if people get dizzy. And then a soy and then another splitter there. And look at this bloody tree. I have no idea what it is. It is, excuse me. I just had a soda water. Holy moco, man, alive. That is cool. I'm sure you guys know what the name of that tree is. Anyway, so we, you know, we went backstage and, oh, I almost forgot. Look at those. Look at all those cocks. Oh man, you know this guy takes care of them. See how the shade cover is a certain direction? That's 2 purposes, right? It's so that one there doesn't see that one there, and that one there doesn't see that one there. So they don't like start trying to fight. Now I don't know what's going on over here. This one's, that one's that way, that one's that way, that one's that way, but this one's the other way. So maybe he wants that one to get aggressive, or that one. Don't know. Or it could, hello there. Come on, buddy. You snuck right up on me. I used to have food. I should have brought food. You're a smart dog. You're smart. Here, let me see if you'll come for an olive. Here you go. Look at me. He's like, you're so full of shit. Anyway, long story short, Steve left the band. Actually, that's not a soy, it's a driveway. But he left the band. Actually got thrown out. I mean, I heard all the cars, you know, Mike DeRocher, the drummer, I heard him peel out with his Corvette at Steve's house, and Roger Fisher was there, and I don't know if Nancy was there. But anyway, it came down to a point where I don't want to get too personal about him, but they basically, original founding member, by the way, they threw him out. Howard Lee stayed. Roger Fisher stayed for about a month or two after, because he was dating Nancy, and they fell out, and you know how it is, right? And then others started dropping off. So now they got all new people. Now I think Howard Lee is still with them, with the two ladies. But one night, I know it's going to run a little long, okay? I apologize. I was in, this was before I joined the Army, after high school, kind of that time frame. And me and two of my buddies were doing what guys do on a Friday night. Go look for trouble, right? We're driving around. I think we were in my car. Yeah, we were in my car. And, shit, man, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? And then Rob says, dude, why don't we go to the Skate King, which is a roller skating rink that on Fridays and Saturdays they have bands. Not really like Battle of the Bands, but bands. And I said, that sounds good. It's like $5, $4, you know. Why not? Might meet some chicks, you know. That's how guys think. Young men think. And anyway, constantly. And we're walking up the little, there's like a railing, 6 or 8 foot wide sidewalk, and the wall. And on that wall is all these different billboard posters behind glass, right? Like at the movies. And I looked at this band, and it was called Stripes with a Y, okay? One word, not stripes with a Y, but spelled with a Y instead of an I. And I went, holy shit, that's Steve Fawson, my neighbor. And they're like, because I'm always crying wolf, right? Ah, jeez, man, you're so full of shit. God dang it, you're no, really, guys, really. I know him. He used to be the bass guitarist for Heart. I know him. You're so full of it, right? I went up, you know what I mean? Bangula. Okay? Kitty. I get distracted really easy. So we're in there watching the show, cranking, and of course me, I gotta be right in front of the frickin' marshals, you know. Just feeling it, you know, and all these people are behind me. I'm right there, and then the lights go up, right? They finish their set, or kind of a rest break before an encore. And I said, hey, Steve. And he goes, like this. Oh, hey, Mitch, how you doing, buddy? And he comes down and shakes my hand. God dang, man, how are your parents doing? Because he had already moved at that point. And then I looked at my friends and like, fuck you, you know. And then I think his name was Charlie. I said, you hiring? He said, talk to Charlie. I think that was his name. He was in charge of all the setup, all the road crew, all the mixing crew, everybody. He was in charge of making sure everything was A1. When a cord was hooked together, he put his tape on it, certifying that if he looked over there, he did it. He made that connection. I mean, this guy was a consummate professional. And he says, yeah, I could use an extra hand. Because Steve, hey, here's my friend Mitch. And I says, you got room for another guy? And he says, yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. So he says, next Friday, meet us at 4 p.m. at the Hippodrome, which was a kind of a famous local whatever in you don't call it arena, kind of a theater, right? Like the Paramount or something like that. But you know, like 3 hours or so before they play. And shit, man, 20 minutes. I apologize. I'm gonna turn around. So I started roadieing for him. Beautiful flower. Oh, I'll get a picture of that later. I'll do this. Oh, the sun's fucking that way. Jesus Louise. Oh my God. It's in my face. So anyway, maybe I'll carry on with that story tomorrow. But for now, I'm going to say goodbye. Appreciate you watching. Bye.